want to measure your exposure, your interest, so we know how best we can serve you. So we have like 45 seconds. Okay. Okay. So we're going to end the poll now. All right. So, Mrs. Ogudaini, thank you very much for being part of what we're doing. I know you have a slide, you have something to project, right? So you are co-host. You can go right ahead to share your screen.
Okay. Good morning, and thank you for having me. Honestly, I am super excited to be here. I mean, amazing work that you are doing. I was just running through everything you were saying about VETA, and I'm like, okay, if these had existed while I was choosing a career, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm not regretting being here. I'm not regretting being in HR. I mean, HR, everybody knows, is the brighter side of life. But amazing work you're doing. I mean, fantastic, and holding people to make sure that they get into the right career, they get into the right space, putting the right skill to work is an amazing work and an amazing journey. And I'm glad to be here. My name is Bimbo Ogundaini, and I represent the HR team for Adeco Project Engineering, BV West Africa. Adeco Project Engineering, we are an engineering company, a full engineering company that offers solutions and services. Our solution include, I don't know, can you hear me? I'm trying to project my screen so that I'm not just talking through my head. Am I
Yes,
audible,
yes,
please?
you're audible.
Okay.
Guys, can you confirm she's audible in the chat room? Just thumbs up. Please go ahead. Yes, they can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So, as I was saying, uh, I work with Adeco. I represent the HR team for Adeco Project Engineering, and we're a one-stop engineering company that deals in solutions and services. Our solutions include inspection, coding, conveyor, coupling, pumps, and the likes of it. I know that I have automation. From the poll that I saw, I know that I have people that are, conversant with this solution already. So what are the services that we also render? We render from electrical to mechanical, industrial automation, process automation and the likes of it. And like I said while I was talking, I am super happy to be here this morning. Okay, please confirm if you can see my screen so that I can get to work.
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you very much. So, like I said, I started my career in 20, I would say 2017, but 2017 was when I was still doing a bit of getting into the HR proper. But when I got into the HR proper was in 2018, and I've built, HR career across industries, media, agribusiness, data, and the likes of it. And now I am in engineering. I transitioned into Adeco projects in 2023, and I would say it's been an awesome journey because, it's an engineering firm. It was different from what I used to know. It was different from what I've practiced in time past. When I came into engineering, I had to quickly bring myself all up to speed because, you have a lot of bright minds, a lot of, this, I mean, because they do automation, their mind is always, very wide. They think very fast, and I quickly had to bring myself up to speed to integrate myself into the system. And here we are today. So the mission is for my own mission, HR mission is making sure that I am an aligned the right talent, the right culture, the right leadership into business strategies that is translating into, organizational goals. I mean, a two-way thing. You are growing as an individual and the organization is also growing. So when I received the invitation to speak today, I, also need to speak to people on my team, and I also need to do a lot of, research around couple with what I've been able to gather while working in Adeco. And I know that, automation has progressed, it has transgressed, it has, evolved from one phase to the other, which is fantastic. I mean, for every individual, it is also important that we are not static. We will always preach that whatever you're doing in life, you are not static. You're making sure that you are always on the go. You are self-developing yourself. And I mean, that has also happened to every phase of life that we know. Automation also included. So going into my presentation today, I would like to start because the focus for my presentation is the Industry 4.0. That's the automation industry 4.0. But how did this industry, how do they phase out and the other one now coming? My slide is going to start, reflecting that. I will talk about the industry 1.0. I mean, this was the era where we
Hello,
have
ma.
the,
Hello,
yes,
ma.
can you hear me?
Can
Can you
you
hear me?
expand
Put it on.
the
Yes, let
presentation
me put it on
to?
presentation slide.
Yes.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. So the industry 1.0 is, where we have is the era where we have the machine production, the steam power. I'm sure a lot of us has done a bit of research as to how the train station metamorphosed, how we used to use the steam, the charcoal. I mean, it was the bath of factories, and our output solely relies on all these things being the first. I mean, the output was for the first time. They were just the manual phase. They were the manual phase sorry, it was basically the manual phase. Then we transitioned into the machine era. I mean, where we have the electricity replacing steam, the assembly introduced. I mean, it was faster. We have the process faster now, and they were cheaper. We have standardized, products coming out. I mean, it was an era where you could do things with machine and you could produce, in mass production. You don't have to rely on anything manual again because the machine was available. You could do, mass production of anything. It was faster. You could rely on, this production as quick and as possible. Then came in the era of, industry 3.0. This is where we have, sorry, let me put this stuff. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. I don't know, my slide went back. I'm trying to bring it up. Can you still see my slide?
Yes, you're in the industry phase.
Okay. All right. Okay, so the Industry 3.0 came, the automation and the computers were introduced, the robotics were introduced. We have less human intervention, we were currently we were at that era, introduced it was more, things were more accurate. I would say data were more accurate and it was efficient. I mean, we were beginning to come into the realization that these phases, the other one and two phases had all, fizzled out. And now we had entered the automation phase majorly. It was the era where, I'm sure some of us had gone to computer schools and we have the big desktops, and people were beginning to say, have you gone to computer trainings? Everybody wants to go for computer. Everybody wants to go, learn a computer skill or the other. But then all this, begin to see the transition of how automation has come into play. And finally, we got into the era of Industry 4.0. And this is where we have the real and the proper full-fledged, the intelligence, the emergence of AI and, digital technologies and transforming how organization begin to operate and compete. I mean, in all walks of lives, and we begin to deliver value. And you'll all agree with me that unlike the previous industry phases driven by, just normal mechanization and electricity, Industry 4.0 is, driven and powered by the integration of intelligent systems such that the Internet of Things, I mean, artificial intelligence, everybody now, even the little children, they are so high on, automation that you'll be wowed and you're like, okay, how did this come to be? But I mean, that is the phase that we are currently at. It makes a lot of things easy. Some of us could sit down now and begin to work on data that we were not even given. You could generate data from any works of life and put it into a working document. You could make it into any form of documentation. You want to make a report at work, you want to send out your proposal. I mean, data are now at our fingertips. This shift is not about technology alone. You all agree with me that it's not just about, we are transmitting, or we are moving from the phase of mechanization into technology. No, it is about, us becoming smarter. We are more connected, we are more, responsive. Things are beginning to happen, even for our businesses, from all walks of life. A lot of us, we have cereals at home. And cereal, Google Talks, and when you come in, I mean, I've seen some videos where you just walk in and you're telling your Google Talks to say, play me this song, play me that song. That is the era at which we are now. And especially in engineering and production environment, the present opportunity for us now is that it is improving our efficiency. It is enhancing decision making, and it is building a more agile and innovative workforce. For me as an HR, if I want to bring in anybody, apart from your technical skills, another thing that I want to see is how agile are you? How agile are you with, um, technology? How responsive are you? How have you been able to, improve? How have you been able to equip yourself? How have you been able to, become agile such that you can translate anything into data and present it for, business decisions? And today, we're going to be exploring all this. The key components are now in impact operations, both operations and the people. I'll go to the next slide. Okay, so I put together a visual evolution of everything that I've said. You could understand the first stage where we just have the, the normal basic steam, everybody. This is just a visual representation. Machines were using steam that time, and it involves a lot of energy. Then we move to the second phase where you now begin to have the machines. Then you move to the third phase where you begin to have the automation, and now you have the automation proper at our fingertips. We do not, all through the phases of this industry, it felt like, okay, so is it going to come down to, are we going to have it in broken down? Is it going to come down to everyday use? Is it going to come down to everyday operations? But alas, that is the phase that we are now. That is the phase that we are currently, adopting. So I make a case for automation in today's world. What does it actually do for us? I've said a bit of it while introducing, the evolution of automation. And like I said, the focus is actually on the industry 4.0, where we are translating our machines that help us to, do a lot of things. We have machines, we have system in place, we have processes in place that are digitally connected through sensors analytics. I mean, intelligent ideas. Like I said, my team that I work with, when I go into their unit, and you see how they are putting programming together that is actually going to help operations run better. I'm amazed at how these fantastic guys, they bring this to life. You just see them in my office, they call them IFA. Sorry, I'm sorry that I'm bringing the IFA into it, but that's what they call them because these guys just sit behind their desks. They begin to put some programming together. And by the time they are running a demo of it, every time I am wowed, like, okay, you can put this program together and the program, you translate it into an operational system that actually work. I mean, this is the case of the automation that we have in today's world. The efficiency and the speed that is translating into higher productivity is making the waste lesser, is making us have few errors. I mean, it's reducing downtime in every space of life. Every industry, every organization is adopting automation. It also helps in meeting the rising cost and the customer's demand. Every walks of life, every organization is embracing automation today. So we look at the global competitiveness. The nations and companies that embrace automation, they produce faster. We are saying that they produce not just faster, they also produce as better quality, and they are able to compete effectively in international markets. For people that are in, because Adecco is a service, is in a service engineering, we do not produce, but we have clients that does this production. And a number of times I've been to their sites, to see how our own programming has been able to improve their process. And when I get to this client site, you see how their operations move seamlessly. A vivid example is the Nigerian breweries. If you get to the brew where they make their drinks, you'll be so amazed at how efficiently it's running, all because they have system in place that are automated. They take there is a bottle that is going through inspection, that is coding it to make sure that, they have the right, prescription on it. You have the corking area. I mean, all of these operations, they are enabled because they have automated system in place. Then we have the data-driven operations. I mean, real-time performance monitoring. They don't need to sit down and calculate to say, how many bottles did I make? I mean, because all these automated machines, they already come with how to capture data. They don't need, less, fewer human interventions. They don't need to sit down and begin to rack their head about, okay, how did this come? How do I gather this? The automated system is already helping them to capture data that they will need to drive smarter decisions. I mean, today's world, everybody, every walks of life, every industry, they are embracing the automation, and it's turning things around. It's turning things around massively. So I go to the next slide. I think industry is driving the automation revolution. If you look at this industry that I've put together, these are just virtually all the industries that are working in not only in Nigeria, but in the global market. Every industry represented on this slide that has embraced automation. It is massive. I've had opportunities to be in FMCG. I've seen how they work, how their operations work. Well, I might not say that I've been in power, but a lot of us have seen what solar and the panels could do. I've also been on client sites, I mean, for pharmaceuticals, automotive assemblies, water treatments, oil and gas, food and beverage, mining and industry. I mean, it's a whole lot. If you are thinking of getting a career in automation, I would say that you are on the right course because it has come to stay. It is not just okay, so I want to wake up and I want to be in automation because automation is the in thing. It is beyond the in thing. It is the business enabler for now, operation enabler, profit enabler. It is driving the growth for every organizational business deliverables. In food and beverages, automation revolution has taken place because everybody, want to have a system in place that have less human interventions. In mining and industry, logistic and warehouse, I mean, smart buildings anywhere, everywhere. There's automation revolution in all these industries and even beyond industries that I've not been able to capture on this side of the slide. And then it now brings us to what do industrial automation professionals do? They do a lot. I mean, they do a lot. Like I said, I am privy to a lot of things that they put together and before they go to the site. You could even see the practical example in your everyday life. Even if you don't have them at home, even if you don't, I mean, for places that you have gone to, they design the automation professionals. They are the brain behind designing systems that make machine work automatically. And like I said, with little or human effort. They make factories and industry systems work smarter, safer, faster through technology. You know, it is in everything that we do. It is in everywhere that we step into now. Take for instance, coming down to the household examples, our washing machine. If you have an washing machine, you just press, you put in your clothes, you just press start. I mean, the data are already there. You just want it to spin, you want it to wash, you want it to do maybe quick wash, you want it to wash with warm water. That is a vivid example. I mean, bringing it home. If you have not had, the opportunity of going to a larger customer site or go to a larger manufacturing site where you can see automation processes in place. These are vivid examples of what you can do. You can even run a test and see, even your air conditioner. In my office, okay, so these guys have done some processes such that when you are not in the office, the air condition already signals that there is nobody here. You don't even have to be there for you to switch off. You come in and you want it on, you have to do some manual switching on yourself. I mean, it's mind blowing how they put all this technology together and they put it to work. What of this traffic lights, what of the smart home lights? An example was the one I said, I've seen videos, though I do not have that personally, but I've seen videos where people walk into their rooms and they're saying, Siri, play me the song, raise my curtain, bring down the lights. These are all fantastic work that automation has enabled, coupled with the fact that if you go to, like I said, all these manufacturing industries where you can see where you can see them on a larger scale, automation enabled all these processes put in place and is transforming lives, is transforming businesses, is making business outcomes, very mighty, and is making investors, smile, is making even people working in that such or such industries have less headache. You have a machine that is working that is supposed to, inspect your bottle inspect, take for instance, the normal Maltina that we drink. We have a machine that is supposed to inspect it to make sure that it is clean, to make sure that it is not broken at the mouth, to make sure that it is washed. And this programming has gone into it. So at every point, the machine is checking for how clean the bottle is, how neat it is. And if it's not conforming to all this data that has been put into this machine, I mean, the machine rejects it. The process owner, whoever is there, already know that there is something wrong with the bottle. Every step of this was enabled by the automation process. So what they also do, they program and they configure HMI, SCADA, control panels, say the likes of it, to monitor and control machines and production processes. They troubleshoot faults, perform preventive maintenance. It helps us, to perform preventive maintenance. You're not just waiting until when there is a breakdown, especially when you are dealing with clients that are in food and beverages. You already know when you're going to have a preventive maintenance, so that there is no downtime on the client side that is preventing them to do their work. It improves efficiency, quality, and reliability of operations. It implements safety controls and ensure compliance. I mean, all of these things are, automation enabled. This is what they do, basically. The first set can be categorized as bringing it home, what they do that we can see, and what they do that we cannot see are just what is on my slide now. So when I came in, I heard Madam Enola talking about what VETA does, how they handle people through, careers, and to make sure that they are properly guiding them into, taking a career that is not just that is not just, furred by peer pressure or because there is money in it. Also making sure that you're picking a career that you have a passion for. So if you are on this line this morning and you have a passion for automation, or by the virtue of what we have said now, you have picked interest in, learning automation, these are the entry roles available. In my own organization, we do internship program. And this internship program is for 1 year. You come in, and after 1 year, you have rotated all our business units. If you are very fit for this automation, you are absorbed into the automation unit, and you start your career as the junior automation engineer. But away from my own organization, these are entry-level roles that you can start as, an automation enthusiast, automation and control technician. You can start that. Junior automation engineer, instrumentation training, maintenance technician, electrical and industrial technician, automation support and engineer. So if you are, like I said, an automation enthusiast and you're thinking that, how do I even start my career? After you have been, through school, maybe a recommended training by VETA or external training that is, put together that you have gone through, and you finished all this training, you can actually get an entry level role into organizations that are, engineering organizations. And these are the entry level roles that you can start with. Then your growth prospects, you look into being an engineer, a senior specialist, or a technician. And then you can specialize into SCADA, or you can say you want to do robotics. We have quite a lot of training schools that does this. Then you can move into project management or consulting. You can do international career mobility. I mean, a whole lot. Then you continue to upskill, you continue to upgrade yourself, for higher pay. I've seen a lot of people that, they even work from home. If you have gained, extensive knowledge from hands-on, you could decide to be on your own and be a consultant and just work remotely for, maybe organizations that will likely engage your services and they will pay you from it. So it is important that, you get a training first. You get the training first after after, maybe you have a passion for it, you have identified that your skill and that your passion is in automation and you want to focus on it or you want to go through this, it's important that you get the training. Then these are the entry level roles that you can, come into. Then your growth prospects. Then if you now want to be on your own, you don't want to, you apparently just feel that you want to work on your own, then you begin to look into system integration services, or control panel and design and fabrication, industry maintenance and contract, factory automation consulting. I've mentioned that before. Then technical training. You could even train people. If you are such a person that you just like to train, you like to impact knowledge and get, revenue from such, you could, major in training, provide training service, go into offices and train them, or maybe get on LinkedIn and just create your own training agencies and begin to train people on how to, get into automation like that. So what do you need? What do you need and how do you get there? I'm going to start by saying that for every hands-on experience you think you might want to have, it is also important that you get education. I mean, how little that is. And recruitment is moving away from, um, I would say that high certificates into actual technical know-how. Organizations want to see your hands-on experience, how well you are versed in, doing what you say they can do, away from the certificate, away from the master's, MBA, BSc, and all that. If it's technical school that you can get into, and you make sure that your mind is there and you do well by it. If you approach any engineering organization, they want to test how hands-on you are because it is important first, then a formal education. Get a formal education, and also while you are getting it, make sure that you get a hands-on experience. Two are very, very important, especially if you are considering to get into an engineering company. They want to see that at least you have made progress in formal education, say for OND, technical schools, and the likes of it. Then the hands-on experience that you have. Two of these work hand in hand. I'm an HR, and if you approach me or you come for an interview, what I'm going to ask you first is, what is your level of, formal education? You tell me. And also what I want to see is your hands-on experience. So two works hand in hand. If your passion is getting into an engineering space, also make sure that you get a formal education, no matter how little. So what are the skills for success that you need to focus on? I mean, your electrical and control system foundation, it is very important. You know how to do this. Some of the insights that we took in for this graduate training, the graduate training cohort 2026, they have, basic skills here and there, electrical, mechanical, programming, all this instrumentation and the likes of it. It is important. And because you're also getting into engineering space, safety is high. I mean, safety awareness and your safety discipline is also very high. So when you are putting skills together that you want to get into an engineering company, you are considering skills that will get you into an engineering company. You should look out for all these skills. They are very, very, very important. And what are the pathways to the entry? How do you get into this? Consider education, polytechnic, university, and technical school. Madam Adifioya, she mentioned that they do trainings. You could approach them to, get the kind of formal training that they do. And now, I mean, even if you require further training, I mean, these are pathways to gain knowledge. These are pathways to gather knowledge about how, you can be considered for a skill, I mean, for a role in an engineering company. So vocational and industry focused training, they also try to sit after you've met them, they could, direct you to say, okay, so your strength lies in this. And after you've gotten the advice, you begin to pursue that which will bring you results. It's not just getting into it's not getting into training because everybody is getting into training. It's also getting into training because your passion is there and you are driven by something. If you are not driven by something, you are just driven by basic thing. As time goes on, your interest is going to fizzle out, and you might just find yourself to say, okay, maybe I'm not good at what I've chosen. But no, it is also equally because you have not searched inwardly to say, or you've not spoken to, you know, um, people that know so much about and holding people into career. You've not spoken into a counselor as to how you can get into the proper skill, the proper role, the proper job that you need to do. It could also be the reason. So while you are putting this together, it's also important that while you are driven by passion, sorry, it is also important that you get knowledge about what is actually driving you into choosing that designation. Then the industrial attachment and internship, like I mentioned, we do internship, but we don't do industrial attachment. Then OEM and vendor certification, we have a lot of it. You could Google online, to search, and you could approach, learning centers to give you more details about it. Then on the job learning and mentorship in our home graduate training. Sorry, I'm sorry, Madam Enola. I hope you don't mind that I'm referencing our own graduate training.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so
And
in our
that's
own
why we
graduate
do what
training.
we're doing to point people to the
Okay,
right
okay.
direction.
Okay. So in our own graduate training program, after you've been taking it, we take you to all these our client sites. You also begin to learn on the job aside from the other trainings that you get. You begin to go to client sites to see how things are done. I mean, that those are practical on the job training per se. Then simulations and personal practice projects. Aside from all this, you also do not want to wait for any manna to fall from heaven. You also, look for a way to develop yourself. Like I said, data is on our fingertips. You could get onto YouTube, get onto all these learning centers, online learning sites, Udemy, Coursera. They offer trainings. I mean, basic trainings that you could get that will pique your interest, that will also help you to pick rightly what you want to do and aid you into learning faster. So what are the common misconceptions about industrial automation? I remember when when we begin to have the soldiers of AI, a lot of people were saying that if you don't go and upskill yourself, AI is going to take your job. We see it the AI is going to take your job, AI is going to, but sometimes it could be true if you are not upskilling. But if you continue to upskill yourself, if you continue to, even all our AIs, they need prompts. They don't just sit and generate ideas. They need something to prompt them. And that is why we are not going to totally rule out the human effort. So common myth is automation will take away your job. No, automations will just remove the repetitive tasks that creates new higher skill roles in programming, maintenance, system designs, and supervision. Only geniuses or top engineers can do this. Is a lie. No, it's not only geniuses. If your passion is there and you are getting the right learning, you are trainable. You are trainable. There is no skill that a training cannot cover. You are trainable. Just have the right mindset, have the right passion, have a solid drive as to what is driving you to move into that role, and be consistent, get hands-on experience, anyhow you can get it. Don't look at, oh, okay, so if I go to this place, they might likely not pay me. If I come here, if they want to train me, they might likely not pay me. We don't do that. We actually pay our interns. But then if you happen to get to a place where you are not paid, look beyond the money and get hands-on experience, because these are what is going to help you. It's just going to be for a little period of time, but you are going to get the right skills and you'll be able to, I mean, confidence enough to approach engineering companies and show them that this is what you can do in practical terms. I go to the next one. You need foreign companies or connection. No. Employers value practical skills. I have said that over and over. Competencies and experiences above personal connections. I've interviewed quite a few people that, they do not even have this whole BSc or masters or whatever. We are not very high on that. But we are very high on what technical school have you gone to? What are the technical skills that you have been able to, take, that you've been able to learn? What are your technical skills? What are your hands-on experience? That is what our focus is majorly for our engineers. For our engineers, we are particular about their practical skills, their competencies, their experiences. I mean, what they have done in the past and what they are currently doing that would get them fit into that role. The fourth one is no automation opportunities in Nigeria. I showed it in that slide. A lot of opportunities are in Nigeria. A lot of untapped, opportunities are in Nigeria. It's just to be able to be correctly positioned. And how do you correctly position yourself? There is a famous I don't know how to put it, maybe a proverb or a talk, from the senior people, that they will say, a soup that is sweet will sell itself. If you have the practical know-how, if you can prove yourself that you have the right skill, if you continue to take learnings, yeah, definitely going to get an opportunity. Definitely going to, I mean, something that you will get. It might not be so big as, you getting a job like Dangote, you getting a job and becoming Dangote overnight. No, but I mean, practical step to success. It can take you from one step to the other, to the other, and to the other, if you have the right skill. Automation is actively growing in manufacturing, in power, like I showed you, in oil and gas, FMCG, everywhere. Take for instance, you have just taken learnings and you could know how to make an operation seamless. You approach anybody and you're saying that, okay, what you're doing in 10 days, I can develop a program for you, I can develop a process for you that will help you achieve it in 5 days. You are cutting down downtime, you are cutting down costs, you are cutting down wastage. Any employer will want to listen to that. So far, you have the right skill. So far, you know what you're doing. So far, you are open to learning. You are going to get an opportunity in Nigeria. Plenty of opportunities in Nigeria. The last one says it's all about coding and theory. It is beyond that. It is beyond that. Fine, coding might be part of it. Maybe when you are starting out as intern, you might need to, know how to put programs together. But I mean, it is beyond just coding. Automation is highly practical and so on. I mean, in our own unit, we have, this big board where these guys do the demos before they leave, where they put cables together, they put wiring together, they test, they insert, they troubleshoot before they get to they do the demo before they get to the site itself. So they already know the likely and possible issues that could go wrong on the site where they are going, because they have done the back end, they've done the back end examples of practicality before they get into the client site proper. So it's not just about coding, it is more than coding, it is just more, it's if anybody's saying automation is about coding, that is a myth. Well, maybe to younger children trying to learn coding, that could be right, to break it down to them in simpler terms. But for you or anyone getting into automation proper, it is beyond coding. It is, highly practicable. It is hands-on. You will need to know how to use tools. You need to know how to handle tools. You know how to put your wires together. You know how to do installation. And that is why you need technical training. You understand? The formal education alone will not do. You need technical training where you can get the right training or as to how as to do these fundamental, fundamental examples of things that are needed when you get into the job proper. So, how do you start your automation career journey? If you are considering career, you're considering automation career, you have to focus on building practical skills. I mean, I can't say this enough. It goes beyond just having certificates. It is important that you build practical skills. If you go to an interview and they're asking you, what can you do? Some might even, give you things to put together. Most places that I know, even in my place, we give you something that, okay, so you said you can do this. Can you do this? Because you have the specialist in the house and talk is cheap. Whatever is written on your certificate could be getting anyhow. But what you can do, and so on, what you can practice, and so on, we get you there faster. Be patient. Automation mastery take consistent practice. Sometimes when I pass through all the units, I see these guys, they will just lock up their door. You know that they are doing a lot of brainstorming. So it's not just something you learn and you put aside. You have to keep at it, be consistent practice. Get to where you can learn. Go for sightseeing. Go to sites. If you have friends, you have uncles, that can get it, that can get you a pass. It's not always very easy, but if you have a pass, go to where all these, seamless operations are going on and see how these things work. Just get, ideas about how this thing works. It will also help you. Stay focused and committed to continuous learning. We've talked about that. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Start where you are. Don't wait until when you can afford Siemens, when you can afford a training in Siemens, or when you can go to Schneider to go learn. No, you can start from where you are. Basic trainings everywhere. VETA already said they have, training partners. They can get you, trainings. Just start from where you are. Get practicality from where you are. Then seek mentors and reward exposure early. If you're interested in that career, seek exposures. Talk to people that are in it. Look, look out for them. Check on LinkedIn. Check engineering industries. Let me speak Gen Z language. Farms with them. Farms them, reach out to them. Don't say that if I reach out, they are not going to. If they know that you are consistent and you are not just coming out to take a loan, you are also, maybe giving little value. You are offering your little value. You could say things like, okay, I don't know when you are going to go on site, if you need helper, if you need, or, sorry, all the people that help on site, they are called helpers. If you need helpers to hold your cables, to hold your wire, I will just do it. It's just, just get me there. Just get me there. Just get me there. I would help you. You can just, what's this word now? Offer to help them, volunteer. You can just volunteer yourself to say that if you are working on any site, I would offer myself free of charge just for you to see how things are done. Then practical steps to get started, enroll in credible automation and technical training. We have a lot of them. Learn basic PLC programming and control logic. Use simulations tools and practice. Apply for internship. It is important. I solely am high on this. Apply for internship, serious on industrial attachments. Participate in projects, site work, and volunteer opportunities. Build a learning network within the industry. By the time you are building learning network, you are also registering, yourself in people's mind. So when opportunity comes, they think of you first before looking for any other people. Oh, I've worked, because I've heard a lot of that. I've worked with this person on site. He's very good in cabling. I've worked with this person on site. He's very good in wiring. And we just said, okay, so bring him up. Let's have him do this project. And after, we might consider him for a full-time thing. So this is the last slide. Industrial automation is a future-proof career. I say it to you because I've been there. I've seen people work there. I've seen brilliant minds, in automation units. I mean, I've seen their skills. I've seen how they build their skills. I've seen how they are disciplined, and I've seen how they continue to expand their mind. So any determined person can succeed with the right mindset and commitment. Aside the learning, aside the certificate, the technical skill, you also have to have the right mindset, because the right mindset will help you to stay even when things are not working well. The right mindset. I remember when I wanted to get into the university, and at that time everybody was doing accounting, business administration, and the likes of it. And I was like, no, I want to do something different. I want to do something that is not popular. And I begin to search out, I begin to look through schools, and I got industrial and labor relations. And that time I was like, wow, I've never met anybody at that time, or maybe within my close network, saying I'm doing industrial relation I'm doing industrial and labor relations. So I researched about it. What does it entails? How do I go about it? And after researching about it, I liked it. And I picked the course and I went to university. So when things got tough, when people were saying, this thing is, no, oh, this course is so hard. Because I had the right mindset, because I wanted to do something different, because I had something fueling me, I was able to stay right there, and I was committed to it. I was, building myself every day, and I came out well. So I'm trying to say that you need to, if you want to succeed at automation and anything at all, you have to have the right mindset that will help you stay committed to it. So, skill first. Practical hands-on skill matter more than certificates alone. Get hands-on experience. Stay curious. Continuous learning is not optional. It's not what you do today and you're not doing it in the next month. Oh, no, let me not do it. I'll do it when I have time. No, you have to be disciplined about it. It has to be a continuous learning. Then you start now. Don't wait till when you can get the perfect condition. Don't wait till when you get scholarship from Nigeria Automation, or when you get scholarship to Snyder or to Siemens. Start now. Start from basic training centers that you can get or be pointed to, and begin where you are today. If you start now, it's a journey less. The day you start is actually a journey less, because where you are going, the amount of days or time is going to get you to reach there has been reduced by the day you started. So just start from where you are, and every time that you start is the right opportunity for you. So this afternoon, I hope I've been able to, pick something in you that to say that, automation is, if you're considering a career in automation, is a future-proof career. And I mean, it will get you to a very high and solid place if you are committed to it. Thank you very much. This time, I'm going to be taking any questions if there are questions. Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me, please?
Oh,
Hello.
sorry, I was muted. I was
Okay. I'm
okay.
sorry. It's okay.
Yes. So I wanted to say first, thank you so much for taking your
Yeah.
time preparing these wonderful slides. All right, because I personally have learned a lot. All right, please can we give it up for Mrs. Ogudaini? I mean, you really just broke things down. All right,
Mm.
and they might have a lot of
Thank you.
questions, but you've already done that. Because this is a space that there are a lot of guess questions, guessing how do we do that, and
Yeah.
we love the way you just simplified it. All right, and we're so grateful for that. And one of
Thank you,
my
ma'am.
key takes or takeaway for me, safety is very important. Apparently, our first webinar was on operational health and safety, where we're told the importance of safety in all that we do. It's very, very important, critical aspect of any business, And also the fact that you stress that it's important for them to look beyond earning and focused on learning, gaining hands-on skills. All right. Our young
Yeah.
ones now, they are pretty, everyone wants to earn money. Yes, you always earn money, but I think
Yeah.
it's good, but to focus
Mm-hmm.
on the value that you can offer. It sets
Exactly.
you aside apart
Mm-hmm.
from others because a lot of people are coming for the opportunity, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think this is very, very important that you said. And it's also a big opportunity for our participant because for the fact that you were even share information on your graduate training, I mean, that's fantastic. A lot of organizations now, because of this talent gap that we have, all right, meaning that demand is not, they're not getting some man based on the demand being made on different talent roles. So most organizations, I know that they have programs, you know, to kind of prepare and mold entry level personnel's, all right, to be
Yeah.
the right fit in the
Mm-hmm.
industry.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this is very, very good for us. Yes,
Thank
and
you.
we do, thank you so much. We do
You're
have
welcome.
questions. We have
Okay.
questions. I think we'll just go over those quickly. Some I'm sure you've already answered. Okay, so this is from Francis. Said he studied electromechanical engineering and has worked with ample years of experience in this area as a technician. He wants to specialize fully in industrial automation based on future trends, and he needs guidance and roadmap to getting equipped before going out to secure this opportunity as a newbie. Although he has good knowledge
Hmm.
of automation, process control, electro-pneumatic, and sound knowledge in mechanical and electrical. I think he's on his way to go, really, based on what you have, you
As
know?
in, yes, yes, tried.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I've been looking for okay skill
Mm.
center to learn from practical and be certified, being recognized across. Okay, I think the question is skill center. Okay. Oh, I think that question is actually for
Okay.
me.
Mm-hmm.
I would answer that, but I want you to go
Yeah.
ahead and answer
Good
your own
for you.
question. I think also okay, it's the same person. Then there's anonymous, the career progression parts in automation. You shared that. It was like now he or she is like, how long do I stay on one level? I think I understand how long in terms of progression within.
Progression, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to say something really quick. When you get into any organization, irrespective of if it's a sane organization and not a toxic work environment,
Mm,
irrespective of what their structure is, if you are there for a value and you are driving value, you are going to break
mm,
you are going to break the status quo and you are going to create another path. I have a manager in my organization that came into the company and he became a manager in
mm.
within 2.5 years. He came in as
Wow.
an automation person and he rose quickly because he was able to deliver value. And that is why I said
Wow.
value, when you get into any place, it is important that you are constantly pushing
Value.
yourself, breaking the norms. He got
Mm,
into a managerial role within 2.5 years. So I might not be able to concretely say that if you get into a career, you're going to progress in 2 years, you're going to progress 3 years. First, it depends on the organizational structure and how they do their things. Every organization with their own peculiarity. Some people
yes.
you change step every 3 years or every 4 years. Some
Mm,
people you take longer, some people you take the longest. But I would say that in sane work environments, if you are able to show the stuff that you are made of, you are able to you are able to deliver value that is influencing the bottom line, positively. You are on your way to progression. You are on your way to the top. So when you get
okay.
into an organization, you should just make sure that you are pushing the boundaries, you are delivering value. And if their structure says you cannot progress on the 3 years, yours could be different. So don't just go there and sit and say, okay, so the structure is 3 years, let me just wait. You know, it depends on how valuable you are. If you are value driven, you're going to get, awesomely rewarded for it. That's it for me.
All right, thank you very much. Okay,
Mm.
so I hope she answered that question well for you. Um, then someone else said, I think he mentioned, not necessarily specifically, but which local industries are actively hiring automation trainees?
Okay, so a lot of automation we do. It's just that one, we do it every year. We do it every year, but I would say that because of the nature of the food and beverages, it is high here. You know,
Hmm.
food and beverages constantly take intense. I mean, I might not
Wow.
be able to say their names. I'm not at liberty to mention,
Yeah.
organization. But for ADECO, I am sure we do this every year. We bring in trainees, we train them for 1 year. We absorb if you are very, very valuable. And if you are not, we want to
Wow.
make sure that at the end of the year, we've been able to impact you because you're going to be going through all the units. You're going to go through the inspection, the coding, the maintenance, the projects, the automation itself. And if you are absorbed, I mean, thumbs up. But if not, you are better off than when you are coming in. Then food and beverages majorly a lot because we have a lot of extensive, industries around food and beverages. I mean, companies around food and beverages industry. They take intense a lot. You can also, put your focus there and reach out
Mm.
to if you have people around here or keep submitting CVs online, attaching values that you have or what you have done, your hands-on experience, where you've done training, what you can do. Don't just send, I'm interested in internship program. Please take me. No.
Mhm.
Okay, I've gone to this training school. I have hands-on experience in this. I can do this. I can do that. I'm interested in interning with you. You know, it will also get you there faster. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you so much. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So another one says, can I go for a career in industrial automation if I didn't complete my SSC?
Yes. Madam, I mean, these training centers could help you with that.
Definitely.
I'm sure. Yes,
Yes.
yes, because I know people that people that went to, I have some engineers that went to what's this place? Please permit me to say trade, they do trade tests. They have trade test certificates and
Okay.
they went to training centers, engineering training
Mhm. Yeah.
centers. Yes,
Mhm.
engineering training centers, and they were able to buttress their trade test certificates with that. And I mean, like I said, it also depends solely on your what you can offer. Yes, you
Mm.
can. By all means, you can. You can.
Wow. Okay. All right. So
Yes.
Ilori Kunle says he has undergone technical training in mechatronics and is currently undergoing his HND program in electrical engineering and is currently working as an operator in FCMG. But
Okay.
because of his technical training and I think also his experience as an operator, he said for most engineering roles he's applying for, his application is being rejected. So he wants to know how he can balance this transition into the engineering department. So he's an operator right now, but he's looking at for a private career in this space. So how does it transition?
Okay. So I would say that I don't know why you are being rejected. Apparently, maybe you are not putting things together, or they are not seeing what you can do. But you can
Hmm.
also, maybe you are not taking the right skill also to, because if you are saying you want to get into an organization, they are not just going to hire maybe for general skill only. What are the specific skill? Have you considered the specific unit you want to go to? Take for instance, is it projects? Is it automation proper? Is it inspection and the likes of it? You also need to know the skills that are needed in these units so that you
Yes.
are rightly positioned. So that you are rightly positioned and I mean for a role. Also, what you can do is to identify where they have projects, like I said the other time, and volunteer. You can also do volunteer. So I know that
Yeah.
you have done extensive training. I mean, you've done mechatronics. Yeah, also doing your HND. I don't know how you are applying, but you can also step back. Like I said, step back from how you are applying. Make sure you are applying to the right unit and you have the right skill for this unit. Then number two, you can also volunteer and speak to in engineering. One thing I know that works super well is referral. I
Yes.
mean, somebody somewhere, I've seen what you can do, and someone is asking that I need somebody that can do electrical, and your name pops up somewhere. You also need to expand your network. Expand your
Yeah.
network, it will help you. If you have people that you know that are working in engineering space, and while you are volunteering, you also, expand your network so that some people know that you are there and you have the right skill. Most of the roles that I have field in my organizations are solely relied if they are not coming from the training school that we know, they are coming from referral. Somebody is saying, oh, I worked with this helper while we are on this site and he did well. And you're saying, okay, bring him up, let me speak to him. And sometimes they turn up really well. And sometimes they just need a little brushing up. We advise that go do more trainings. Then when you come back, if the role is still available, you have it. So I would say that make sure you
Yeah.
are applying with the right skill, expand your network, and also volunteer. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that response, Mr. Ogunaini.
Awesome.
And I think you're right because sometimes you might have like trainings you've had approach, like you said, stepping back and approaching this differently, volunteering projects so you can, add more experience and they see that you probably experience in this area. And you
Mm,
might probably it's even your application approach, which is one of the things that VTA does really, because like I mentioned earlier, we found out that even for people who have the skill sets and all. And
mm,
because there's this mindset about being an engineering in an
mm-hmm,
engineering
mm-hmm,
space, there's certain
mm-hmm,
things you don't have to learn to do. But recent findings are proving that that's not the case. There's certain skill sets that you need to gain that put your foot right in the door. So even
mm.
if you have experience, people can refer you, all
Refer
right?
you, yeah.
But
Mm-hmm,
you need to also be that perfect or right fit
mm-hmm, yeah.
for the
Mm-hmm,
organization. So that's something you also have to consider. So please don't be
mm-hmm,
discouraged. You might just need to approach this from a different angle, all right? And then Angela Paul study computer engineering. You want to further your education, how you can go about it. And the truth, I think she has said that she has talked about the places how you can start pathways into this space. You should just look at
mm,
some of the information that she has shared and ask yourself, how do you want to, what's your point of entry? And then, of course, determine, yes, she's going back on the slides. So you can now know that, oh, okay, maybe this opportunity is that I can start from here. And now, but
yeah,
of course, you know that you also have to put in some hard work into it because the competition, there's a lot of competition there, So identifying where, if there's any training that is needed to gain for you to be able to access the opportunity,
yeah,
please do. All right. Then
yeah.
if there are
Mm-hmm,
questions you need on guidance, you can enroll with VETA, like we said. That's why we are
mm-hmm,
here. That's why
yeah.
we're doing guidance and information. You find that
Mm-hmm,
some people just need information and just want to point you to the right direction, and that's just it. So, take up the opportunities, avail yourself of the opportunities that are available, all right? And the
mm,
sky is just beginning. I think the
yeah.
last question here, before I answer
Okay.
your question, that is Francis. Ilori Kunle, no, this is Bonaventure. He has hands-on experience in electrical installation and maintenance, both domestic and industrial setting, along with experience in relay-based automation projects. He's currently studying cybersecurity, and he has been exposed to Internet of Things and security and their security challenges. So he wants to know the specific steps, tools, certifications that you would recommend for someone in his background to successfully transition into industrial automation career.
Okay, at this point, I think I will just refer you to VETA. That's what they do. That's what you do. Abi, Madam Inola,
Yes.
helping
But
them.
okay, but you know what I mean, like we said, Bonaventure,
Okay.
one of the
Mm-hmm.
reasons why we encourage and why we put that on the chat because it seems almost like you are or sometimes you are pleading,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because from experience we realize that people do not seek guidance
Yeah.
and information. It could be just one single information. It's something that we do. Reach out to us, all right? We will schedule time with you and have these conversations with you. We have our faculties, people we can, our mentors that we can match you with that can also provide direction in this regard. Okay, Bonaventure,
Mm-hmm.
you're on your
Mm.
way. You're probably just an information or guidance
Yeah.
away.
Away.
So
Yeah.
now, Francis, you were talking about skill center. You can reach us to us also. We can point you direction of different institutions where you can do training, all right, close
Mm-hmm.
existing gaps that you have,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're
Mm-hmm.
on your way on your career journey.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that is I don't think there's any other question.
Mm.
Yes, so I think all question has been answered. I
Mm.
wanted to know if will you be sharing this slide with us?
Yes, yes. I'll share with you.
Oh,
I'll
thank you
send it
so
to
much.
you, then
So
you can share.
you see, you can
Yeah.
always you are in good hands. You can
Yes.
always go over this from time to
Overs.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
after the webinar, we'll still eventually share the link to the YouTube so you can rewatch, all right? Probably you
Mm-hmm.
miss something because sometimes at the first instance, when you're listening to things, there are a lot of things coming to mind. But you can listen all over and over again and avail yourself. Join VETA. We have so much information to share. All right. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much, Mrs. Ogudaini. We are
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
grateful. All right. We
Thank you very
believe
much.
strongly that we've been able to close a particular, I mean, substantial gaps. And of
Thank
course,
you very much.
ignited interest for many more questions, which is a good
Thank
start.
you.
Thank you so much.
Mm.
And
Thank you very
we
much. Thank you.
appreciate you. Please let us put our
Thank
hands
you.
together for
Thank
Mrs.
you.
Ogudaini because now she's giving us something we can go back to, over and over. We keep referencing and, listening to. And even as you reach out to us, there are so many questions, information, and resources out there. We're very, very
Mm.
grateful. I know you will have
Thank
to get
you.
back to work. So we wouldn't want to
Yeah.
hold you any further. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
very
ma.
much.
Yes,
I
ma.
appreciate and I enjoy this session. I wish
Thank you
everybody
very
all the
much.
best. Don't just give up.
Yes,
Like
ma.
I said, reach out to Vite. I'm sure they'll put you in the right direction, but don't stop
Definitely.
pushing. Don't stop believing in yourself. And I am routing for all of you. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gudaini.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
once again, we would like to launch our last poll. So, I mean, just to get an insight into experiences as a result of this our webinar. So please just take up less than any minutes. We launch. Can you please complete the poll? Thank you so much. And if you have any questions on joining VTA, please send your question across to us. We'll also send the link to you once after the webinar plus the link. Please, can we please complete this poll? No worries, it's not a pass or fail thing, no. We are just measuring. Thank you so much. Okay, okay, and okay. Okay. I'll just give you guys one more second or 2 more seconds to do this. Please, it's very important. This is how we know how to best serve you. All
Yeah.
right. How to best serve you, how we know what improvements we need to make. This is very important to us, please. And also to our guests, we need to know that, I mean, they want her to know how well and how much good work she has done for us. Okay. We just have 5 people so far. And we're about how many? We are more than 10. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much, Mrs. Ogudaine.
Thank you
All
very
right, thank you
much.
very, very
Thank
much.
you.
And thanks for
Yeah.
sharing information on your graduate program.
Thank you, ma'am.
So you know
You're
that for
welcome.
those of us that have completed maybe a program, all right, probably you've actually done some internship, but I mean, you want to break into the industrial automation.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Ogudaini works with she's the HR manager for Adekowa. Please, can you sorry, I don't much.
Adekowa.
Can you
Yes.
repeat?
Okay, so
Yes.
Adeco Project Engineering BV West Africa. So simply put, Adekowa.
Wow. Okay. So you can check
Yes,
them
ma'am.
online. All
Mm,
right. Follow up on that. Any
mm.
opportunity. And we are grateful for even sharing that because you're adding information to our platform. All right. So opportunities for
Yeah.
people to,
Mm-hmm.
yes, avail themselves. Thank you so much.
Mm. You're
Thank you so, so
welcome.
much.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
ma.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much for having me. All
So
right.
our audience, we are very grateful for your making time. We had about over 40 people registered, but we understand that for a lot of reasons, some people might not be able to join. They are busy doing a lot of things. So thank you for the encouragement, Kunle Lori. Thank you for that. And for all of you cheering on us, we're very happy. You encourage us to continue doing what we do. All right. And we want to make sure at the end of the day that we do as much damage to the unemployment statistics and also to help build local talent pool for development of our local industries. All right. Thank you so much. Please enroll for VETA. All right. The links are in the chat. All right. And let us also know maybe the other industries you're interested in us bringing on board. All right. And this is something we usually do. We're going to be doing like twice a month. And as
Mm,
more information we can get, we'll share. Thank you so much for your time. We're very,
mhm.
very happy to have you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much and
Bye,
have a lovely rest
everybody.
of the day.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.